The Last Bench. Love a heartfelt story. They say the front bench belongs to toppers, but the last bench holds the memories that never fade. This is the story of a boy who found love, not in books, not in fame, but in a seat no one ever cared about. The last bench. The invisible boy. The bell rang. The classroom buzzed with laughter, gossip, and last-minute homework. But in the farthest corner of room 12B sat Aarav, a boy who was always there, yet barely noticed. He wasn't a topper, he wasn't a rebel, he was just there. Every teacher knew his name, but not because he was brilliant, because he never raised his hand. He wasn't bad at studies, just average. He wasn't ugly, but he didn't believe in looking good. His world was quiet, filled with doodles in the corner of his notebook and stolen glances out the window. And every day, he sat at the same place, the last bench, seat by the window, not because he liked it, because no one else wanted it. The new girl. Then came Aanya, the new admission. Transferred from a big city school, she was everything Aarav wasn't: smart, confident, energetic, and instantly popular. Boys admired her. Girls wanted to be her friend. On her first day, the classroom was packed. All eyes were on her. The class monitor offered her the second-row seat, but Aanya looked around and smiled. "Is that seat at the back taken?" Just that Aarav sits there," the monitor replied. She nodded. "Perfect." And just like that, she walked to the last bench and sat next to Aarav. "Hi, I'm Aanya." Aarav, startled, whispered, "I'm Aarav." "Nice to meet you, Aarav." It was the first time someone wanted to sit with him. A new routine. From that day on, Aarav's world turned colourful. Aanya started sharing her lunch with him. They would talk during breaks, laugh during boring lectures, and whisper silly jokes behind books. She taught him how to fold paper stars. He drew her portraits in the back of his notebook, though she never saw them. One day, while it rained outside, Aanya softly said, "This is my favorite place in the world. You know why?" Aarav shook his head. "Because here, I can be myself." That day, Aarav realized, she wasn't just kind, she was real. The confession that never came. As months passed, Aarav's grades improved. He started participating in class. Teachers were surprised, students were curious, but only he knew why. It was because of her. She believed in him when no one else did. But even as their bond grew deeper, Aarav could never gather the courage to say what he truly felt. "I like you, Aanya." It always stayed in his heart, never reaching his lips. The farewell. Then came the final day of school, farewell. Everyone wore formals. There were photo sessions, tears, and promises of staying in touch. Aanya walked up to him in a blue sari, looking like poetry in motion. "So, this is it," she said. Aarav nodded. "Yeah." "You never told me." "Told you what?" she smiled. "Why you always sat on the last bench." He looked at her. "Because it was the only place where I found peace and you." Aanya gently held his hand and whispered, "You made the last bench feel like the front row of my life." They didn't kiss, no dramatic promises, just a long, emotional hug and silence. Then she left. Years later, years passed. Aarav became a successful graphic designer in Mumbai. He was invited to speak at a youth creativity conference. While showing slides of his old school sketches, he stopped at one, an old doodle of a girl with a half-smile. The audience clapped. And then, he saw her, in the back row. Same eyes, same smile, just older, more beautiful. She walked up after the session ended. "You still draw me?" He laughed, a little nervous. "Only the best parts. Still saving the last bench for me?" He looked into her eyes. "Always." They never needed a grand proposal, roses, or dramatic music. All they needed was a bench at the back, and a bond that never left. The last bench didn't just hold books, it held the beginning of forever. Sometimes love doesn't enter with a bang. It walks in silently, sits beside you, and changes your entire world, seat by seat, day by day.